everybody. Welcome to Erndales. My name is Dale and this is my YouTube channel, Erndales. Welcome. I am so late in this video. It's been really difficult getting the time to sit down and do a video with you. It's been kind of a busy week and a half for us. We've had some appointments that we've been running back and forth to, and I started to do some spring cleaning, which I know we're not supposed to talk about cleaning house when this is craft wise and things like that, but I have noticed over the winter that I have really let some areas of the house slip pretty drastically. So I have been cleaning. I did both bedrooms, and now this weekend I'm going to tear apart my kitchen and do a really good spring clean in there. By spring clean, I mean I wash my walls, my ceilings, take everything out of the cupboards and wash everything up. And yeah, it feels better to have everything all nice and fresh for spring. And the other reason I do it is because once the weather cooperates, I'm outside. I'm not in the house. So this is a good time to do it. Talking about spring, well, we don't have it yet. It's still very snowy. We're not getting snow, but we have a lot of snow on the ground. It's sort of compacting down a bit now, but it's really not melting as fast as really other years. You know, usually by now we don't have much snow left, but we had a lot of snow over the winter, and it's taking a long, long time to melt because we have really nice sunny days, but it's still getting very cold at night. So it's going to take some time. And that's kind of, you know, spurring me on to do my spring cleaning now because I really want to be outside, but I can't be yet. So that's about a little bit of a catch up. Other than that, I have done a little bit, not a whole lot. I really haven't had much time to do some crafting, but I have done some. I finished the pair of socks, I'm just reaching over here for them, that I had started. These ones here. So I got both socks done now. These are going up to the Yukon to my nephew's wife. She requested a pair of heavy warm socks, so she's going to have heavy warm socks. And I made them out of Croy because I like Croy for the durability of socks, and I know they wear their boots long into the season, and so I think you know, these are going to be really good sturdy socks. So this is Croy. I believe the colorway is Sunset Stripes, so this is supposed to be mimicking the sunset, I guess. I just used Super Simple Sock Pattern by Alison Sarnoff. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. And I used 2.75 millimeter needles for the whole sock. Yeah, so that is pretty much my one and only finish, believe it or not. I have started another pair of socks. And what did I do with them? I don't know. I'll have to find them. And I have been doing my daily stitching. I'm a couple of days behind right now, but up until the 21st, I have kept up very well. And I did a little bit more on my bag, on my knitting bag, which I'll show you. I'll show you everything. But mostly what I've been doing is planting seeds. I have really started planting now. I've got all my flower, well, not all, there's still some flowers have to go in again, but I have a lot of flowers started. I have cosmos and zinnias and forget-me-nots and lupins. What else have I got? Geraniums. Oh, I got so much stuff that I still have to start my sweet peas, and I'm toying with the idea of not starting them in the house this year, of just soaking them for a good couple of days and putting them right in the ground. I remember my dad saying that sweet peas really like to germinate in the cold ground, and he loved his sweet peas. That was his favorite flower, and he grew a lot of them. So I'm going to try his method this year. I'm just going to direct sow them right into the garden as soon as I can. He said this, the earlier that you can do that, the better they like it. So that's what I'm going to do. And I've started some vegetables. I started a lot of tomatoes, and yesterday I started some peppers, and I think I'm only going to go as far as that for right now, because I'm really not sure how quickly this spring is going to come on us. I mean, it could just warm up real fast and, you know, spring will be here, but our last frost date is towards the end of May. So I have a lot of time to plant things like squashes and cucumbers, because they grow fast. So I'm not going to be planting that kind of thing probably towards the end of April. So I will take you around and show you everything, but before I do that, I want to show you what happened here last night. I was about ready to go to bed. It was about 10:30, and I was thinking about going to bed. I was tired because I had taken apart our bedroom and completely washed everything, the walls, the ceiling, the bedding. I turned the bedroom all the way around, and I was tired. But I happened to go on, I think it was Facebook, and I was just checking, you know, what people were up to, and I saw a post on there from a friend of mine who lives in Winnipeg, 3 hours south of here, saying that she took a picture of the aurora borealis that was going on outside in Winnipeg from her son's bedroom. Now, I know all the years that I lived in Winnipeg, you could not see aurora unless you went out of the city. Within the city, you could not. And I know where she lives. She lives right in the heart of the city. And she had a picture on there. And I thought, well, I'm going to go look. So I left all the lights off and I climbed up here to the studio and I looked out, and oh my goodness, what an aurora storm was going on out there. So I took a little bit of video and a couple of pictures, and they're not great because I took them through a window. So they're not as crystal clear, but I'll tell you, I have my SLR charging right now. I have my tripod ready. And if this happens again tonight, I'm going outside and I'm going to take pictures with my real camera. And oh, anyway, here is what I saw last night, right here. Isn't that amazing? Oh my gosh. And you know, the funny thing about aurora, not funny, but the interesting thing is I've seen aurora all my life. And usually it's on one section of the sky and it just repeats itself across one section of the sky. But this was totally different. It actually moved across. It started to the northeast where you usually can, and it actually went right over our house. It traveled, and I've never seen that before. And I talked to some people who live out here in the country on the farms, and they said the same thing. It was passing right over their house, and usually it's, you know, it's off in the distance and it moves, but it doesn't move. You know, like there's movement of the aurora, but it doesn't move from one end of the sky to the other like it did last night. It was just totally amazing. So today I had my piano tuner come to tune my piano, and it was in desperate need of tuning. I didn't get it tuned last year because I wasn't well, and I wasn't playing the piano because I wasn't well. Anyway, he came and he spent the morning here. You know, he's kind of become a very good friend, and so we do a lot of chit-chatting as well. So he'll be tuning, and then we'll stop and we'll talk, and then he'll tune and we'll stop and talk. And he comes from Morden, Manitoba, which is way south of here. I think it's probably 4 hours away. So he has a sister that lives not too far from here. And he comes up here for several days, and then he just blitzes the area and tunes all the pianos that he looks after, and then he goes home. So he was here for this morning, and I just want to, the best part of a piano tuning, which is hard on the ears, but the best part is when they test out the piano after, and here is his test. So Jason is a professional piano player as well as a piano technologist. He actually can fix pianos, and he not just tune them, but he does repair. And he's going to be doing some repair in the summer on my old piano. It needs a little bit of pin work, so he's going to come back and do that. And he's also a carpenter. So I've had this idea for, well, actually since we've moved in this house. At the bottom of the stairs that leads up here to the studio, there goes a squirrel running across the top of the house. At the bottom of the stairs is a little wall, and I have always wanted to put a door at the end of that wall to go outside, because on the other side of that wall is a little cement slab that was made for the septic system, which we no longer have. We're on town water and sewer now. So it's just a slab now. But I've always wanted to have that opened up, put a door there and put a little deck there. It faces east, and have a little pagoda around the top with some plants growing and some plants all the way around, and have that as a little breakfast area or a knitting area or something like that. So I talked to him about that, and he is willing to come and put a door in there. So hopefully I can get that done this year. Wouldn't that be awesome? So I'm going to take you around, show you a couple of the projects that I have been working on, and then I'll come back and we'll chat a little bit more. So I think we'll start at this stitching table. This is my main stitching table here. And since I finished that red work sampler, I've been hankering for a big piece to do. And I remembered that years ago I started this bottom of the 6th. It's a Norman Rockwell picture. I started this for my husband, and I was making it for his office. But his office has now become a chapel because he's a pastor, and it sort of doesn't fit in there anymore. So I decided that I'm going to finish it for my son. So this is as far as I've gotten. And I'm excited to be working on it again. You know, I had put it away for quite a long time. See, there's the rings that I used to. Remember I said in one of my videos that I used to use hoops, but I don't anymore? That's why. Anyway, so yeah, it's coming along nicely. It's a little boring because there's a lot of dark colors, but I think once I get past the big bag here, I'm just coming down to this part here. So there's two fellows here, and then there's you know, the stadium at the back, and there's some more players. Yeah, so I'm doing pretty good with it. I'm quite happy to be sinking my teeth into a larger project again. I was sort of missing having something big. I've got lots of little things going, but I just really wanted to have a big piece going. So at first I thought I could finish this for my son's birthday in May, but I don't think I'm going to be anywhere near finished. I think I'm going to aim for Christmas. That might be a little bit more realistic for me. So that's one of the things that I'm doing. And we might as well just walk because I'm not going to turn the camera off just for this little walk. Here's another project. I started this idea a year ago. No, actually it was during the pandemic. I'm going to put a picture in here of my horse Levi that I did. Some of you, I know you've seen it before, but I'm going to do it again. I'm just put it in right here. Ever since I did the horse, I wanted to do a dog, and I wanted to do my dog Molly, who we put down 5-6 years ago now. And so I've been drawing and undrawing and drawing and undrawing. And I've gotten as far as this, but I have to cut this all up. And I have to change her ear. One of her ears was a kind of droopy. So this is another project that I've sort of revisited, and I want to get it going. And I think I'm going to do it in denim like Levi the horse. So that's another project I'm thinking of. I still haven't found a frame for that. So here's what I've been spending quite a bit of time doing. This is my blue jean bag that I'm making. I'm hoping it's going to be a knitting bag. So I've added a few things. I haven't finished chip because I have to source some more green colors. I have a lot of this, but that's not the right color, and I have to go through my other boxes and find the right color of green, but he's coming along. And I kind of stopped because I didn't know what to do about this. I want him to be sitting on a tree branch, but I didn't know where I was going to put the tree, but I have figured it out since. So I added this, Life Began in a Garden, and now my intention is to fill all of this up from here, maybe even around chip, and all into here is with flowers, like a flower garden. So that's sort of what I'm working on. I was doing some flowers here, started some here, and I'm just going to make a lot of flowers, maybe a little bit smaller than the ones that I made over here. So if you're just seeing this for the first time, I just cut off a pair of blue jean shorts, and I'm stitching things that I love. That was what, and here's the same picture of my dog. And, you know, piano, I love my husband, I love flowers, friends, family, chip. My son's name is in here. I have to stitch that still. And then I have written a few things on the back. I have, to plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow. I have that over here, and I have a barn here. I love barns. And so I have been thinking about things for over here. Another thing that I'm going to put, I'd like to put some butterflies on the pockets. That's going to be a little hard to stitch because I can't get my finger. I guess I can do it. It's going to be a little difficult. And yeah, so I love Christmas, so I might put a big Christmas tree right here. I haven't decided. Oh, I'm stuck here. Hold on. There, that's better. So, and then when I get all the stitching done on this, then I will line it. I have the lining in mind for it, and I have handles made for it, and it's going to be my sewing or my stitching bag, one of them. So that's one thing I've been working on. And here is my daily stitching journal. This is for the month of February. And I gotta just move this out. So, for the month of March, I mean. So there was March, and my inspiration for this came right about here. I think this day in March was a very nice day. And so I stitch things are looking up. And as soon as I had stitched that, I thought, okay, I'm going to have a little bit of a theme. I'm going to stitch things that are up, go up, grow up, show up. So I did the balloons and I did a plane, and I'm doing the moon phases. This would have been full moon, last quarter, new moon, and then on the 28th will be the first quarter. And birds, they fly up. This Miss My Molly, that was the day that we put her down, so she was in my thoughts that day. And this was the day we turned our clocks ahead. So I made a little clock. And then here was one of my nephews. He turned 55, so I made him a little birthday cake. And of course there was St. Patrick's Day and spring, first day of spring. And yeah, I'm a little bit behind. And I'm even continuing, I don't know if camera will pick this up, but there's a string on this kite of balloons, and it's going all the way down here. And I'm going to eventually work it in and wind it all the way down to the 31st. So it's going to continue in that vein. And there's going to be lots more flowers. So that's my stitching journal for March. And I'm already thinking about April, because I think there's quite a bit of birthdays, and of course there's Easter and Good Friday, and there's lots of good things in April that's going to be on my April stitching journal. So that's another stitching project I've been working on. But like I said before, mostly I've been working here. So I have a lot of plants started, and some of these ones back here have already been transplanted. And then these are all the ones that I started in the last day or so. So they haven't even germinated. I do see my tomatoes are coming up now, so that's good. So this will be a lot of plants. And then over here in the nook, I have some that are already at this stage. And eventually this table will be full. And that little greenhouse there will be full. And I will have something that sort of looks like this. So I have a couple more pairs of socks on the go. This is one pair. This is the pattern, it's called Cynthia's Smorgasbord Socks, and it's from a book called the Blue Mountain Spinnery Knitting Book. And it's a very heavily patterned sock. And I was going great guns, loved it until I got to this part here. And now I'm thinking I might frog them, because when I was doing the leg part, I was holding two strands together, but I don't have enough of the one yarn to do the whole sock. So I decided to change this, and I don't like the color change. So I think I am going to frog these, even though they really are looking very nice. Yeah, I think I'm going to frog them, because they're just not, I don't like having a different color, because the whole foot is going to have to be this color, and I don't think I'm going to like that. So I think I'm going to frog these ones. And then the other pair that I'm working on are just a pair of shorty socks. I'm just doing the heel now. And these are called Wish You Were Here by the Kitchen let me see. The kitchen sink shop. These were a paid for pattern on Ravelry. There's a little bit of detailing on them, not much, just a little pattern, but not much. It's actually supposed to be a lace, but for some reason, maybe it's the sock weight is not, it's not lacing up, but I'm not going to worry about it. So these are a shorty sock, and yeah, I'll keep working on these ones, but I am definitely going to frog those other ones. And so that is it for anything I've made. And I think that going forward, I'm just going to be working on stitching and my socks, because I really, once the weather turns and the snow is gone, I'm going to be outside for the majority of the day. I have so many plans for different things to do out there this year. I'm going to make more gardens. I'm not moving any of the ones that I've already made like I have in previous years, but this year I'm going to add some more. I'm going to develop the little stretch of little piece of property behind our house, and there's going to be a lot of work done there. So I won't be in the house that much. I'll probably just be stitching a little bit or knitting a little bit, and that's all I'll be able to manage, because I'll be tired. So that's going to be it. I'm really, really looking forward to getting outside and getting into the garden. That's my happy place. And that's actually why I started my YouTube channel to begin with, was to keep check on my progress in my gardens. All this other just kind of fell into it because I do so many different things. But the main reason I started was for my gardens. And you know, I take a lot of pride, but more so I take so much joy in being out there and working with nature and working with flowers and vegetables and being outside and being with the birds and the bees and the butterflies. It's just, that's my happy place. So I have had a lot of new subscribers, and I just want to say welcome, a special welcome to all the new people who have joined my channel. I am so grateful to have you join us here, and I hope that you see something here that inspires you or challenges you even. That's a great thing too. It's wonderful to be challenged, and I hope you'll come back and check on us all the time here at Erndales. I would like to invite anybody who's just peeking in for the first time to subscribe, like, share. If you would like to do that, that's fine. I certainly do enjoy all your comments. They really make me so happy to know that something that I'm doing, which I feel is just an ordinary something, is actually inspiring somebody to do something as well. So that's kind of uplifting for a person to, you know, we all do our crafts, and I don't really think anything I do is all that special. But then somebody will say it's very special. And so, you know, it makes you feel very, very happy to be part of this little community. So I think I'm going to end this, and I'm going to edit and put some pictures in here for you to see. And hopefully next video, I can be outside and show you spring has come. I want to change my header a little bit, but I'm not there yet with the weather. I haven't been able to go outside and take some new pictures of spring because it looks the same. It's all wintry looking. So I hope you enjoyed the aurora. I wish you could have been here. It was just such a special time. And like I say, I'm setting my equipment up. I'm getting it all ready for tonight, just in case. Usually aurora comes several days in a row. So I'm hoping that tonight's show will show up and be just as beautiful. And I'm going to be getting it on a better camera and not through a window. So thank you for watching, everybody. Please take care of yourselves, and I will see you really soon. Bye-bye now.